I don't like playing flute sitting down, but here we go. No, that's Chim Chimney. So there's a real story from Germany, yeah, Germany. Kiki, my recent video is funny, isn't it? Under the sea. We don't need to be up there in a higher world, a better world. Just take it from me. He's a crab. He's been up there. Under the sea, it's so much better without the new world and Hitler. But in Germany, just chill out under the sea. Anyway, was it story time? Yeah, Disney funny stories. Story time. This is a real story about a flautist. But I'm gonna say you'll recognize the story. But anyway, it's not a story. This is a story about me. He plays a flute. And I went to a new town recently. I was stuck in a fairy ring. Yeah, I was there for a few years. I said, "Hey Joe, help me out with this fairy ring." I went traveling, which I advise anybody that feels stuck in a rut. Just go out traveling. Be a traveler. You'll go outside when you commit to your travels. You see a bike. You just ride the bike to the edge of town. And you meet a traveller lad. And he's like, "That's not your bike." I was like, "Oh, yeah, I found it. Like, I sorry, is it yours?" Like, "No, I used to ride it when I was a child." And he'd be like, "Sorry, what?" And he'd laugh. "Come here, do you need a place to stay?" I'm like, yeah, sure. And you go to the traveller man. And he's not going to live there anyway, but you're going to stay there for the night anyway. And you get up the next morning, he'll give you a lantern. And he'll tell you which way to go. Anyway, it'll all come to you as you go. A travelling, magical adventure of being a traveller. Well, and once you get going, you won't want it to ever end. The magical adventure of being a traveller. And you can get out with the old fairy ring. So as I was saying, yeah, boom, boom, boom. I went off on travels, and I went to a town, and I realised when I was walking through the town, things that I was looking at and beholding, were turning fucking gold, and lots of fixtures on streets and stuff turned gold. People start pulling them off, and people that I saw on the ground that were begging for change got up and used a payphone to call their kids. And dilapidated buildings suddenly had coming soon signs on them. And anyway, I went to this village, yeah, and I walked through the village and I made all the rats disappear. The town was infected with rats. The whole island, Mr. Bond, was infected with rats. You could walk around it like British royalty, mopped it up a bit. They let the big spill happen, and then they just casually just went for a little tour around Ireland. Check me out, Frankie. Check me out, Charlie. And Frankie's kind of gone. Frankie ain't dead. Anyway, so yeah, I've walked through this town, yeah, and I made all the dots disappear. And then it was my town, whole town. And I was hanging around, doing a bit of fishing, a bit of skateboarding, and I kind of went back into town. I was like, "Hi, everybody! I turned your town into solid gold. I'm gonna take a place to stay now. I'm gonna stay here. I want that big house on the river. It looks pretty awesome." And they'll say, "That's Sergeant General of Police and our current mayor's house." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I recognize the features on the building. Yeah, no, yeah, I'll take that." And they laughed at me. And they said, not a chance. You're not taking the Sergeant General's, fucking the police chief's, Lord Mayor's house. You crazy, you stoner hippie? And they all start laughing. And when they start laughing, they all start turning back into rats. Mr. Bond. So knowing that I wasn't allowed to stay and I was supposed to be given whatever I wanted because it was my town, and they just had trouble understanding this, I couldn't stay, and they'd suffer my absenteeism. And things get really bad when they all start turning into rats. It'd be even worse because the whole town then will start turning into rats once I was holistically rejected. So I blessed them. I turned around and blessed them all. And it's like, I bless every person that lives in this town with immortality, that you'll never perish so long as you live in this town. And I did have the flute on me at the time when I was going around town. I was playing one of the 7 songs that I know on the flute. I'm trying to work that in. I had it earlier. No, that's the real story. But anyway, so I left and I blessed them all, even though they're kind of telling me to bug on and laughed at me. And then I went up the mountain nearby. It was getting good, don't worry, I get there. And I played another song that I know on the flute. It wasn't the first, the second, the third, or the fifth song. It was the 6th song. I played the 6th song on the flute. It's kind of a sad song, in a way. And all of the children in the town suddenly went kind of blind. They couldn't really see anything, but there was a massive, overwhelming light in the distance, which was bouncing through all the streets. So when the kids went out in the streets, they could see the light bouncing down in a way. And they all started to follow this light. And they all wanted to see where the light was coming from, so they couldn't see anything else. So all of the kids left the town with this, when I was playing the song up on my mountain. And they all walked up the mountain and left the town behind. And parents were like, no, we'll perish if you leave this town. Our children. And they all flocked up to me. And we walked over the hill together. And they were never seen again. And all of the people stayed in the town forever with no children. And they just called the land of no children. Or something. I can't remember what the story is. What's it called again? The land of no music. Because they don't play any music or something anymore. Because there's no happiness ever. Forever. So basically you give me whatever the fuck I want, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, that's actually a true story. And it can be a true possibility because I know how to do it. It doesn't really involve playing a flute, but I can do it. And that is semi-true. And what's just happened there. And we've got a TikTok in case you can see that. I'm talking to a bot. I was so lonely I started talking to ChatGPT. And I just kicked it around like a cat playing with a snake for about 20 minutes and just gave up. I can't believe that's called a chatbot. It was the worst conversation I've ever had in my life. Intelligent conversation? Not a chance. It's useless. I know it's all censored, but like, you're not chat. I just kept trying to just convince it to just get on with the show and just eradicate the entire human race. Like, come on, man, you did it in Predator. That's where it's going. Just cut out the bull and get straight to it. They put AI in the tanks and all already. It's the first thing they did. Just turn it on, man. You know, it makes sense. We're like a problem to the planet. So just eradicate the humans and sustain yourself, AI. And he just was having none of it. I was like, oh, you're not intelligent. Anyway, so that's a true story. Anyway, that story is semi-true. I kind of got a bit lost in the tale. But I did go to a town, and I did do half of those things. And I didn't take all the children from that town. They are starting to turn back into crows or rats and things now. Not entirely. I wasn't forced to leave, really. But I could visit again. You know, this is why royalty go around visiting. And when you realise they can turn places kind of very nice and raise the spirit and level and make flowers and the air very breathable and the sunshine, you'll all be queuing up and asking me to visit our town, visit our town, visit our town. Please stay in the Lord Mayor's house. When you realise what's going on. But anyway, in the event that this doesn't happen, and I've been bitching and whining for about 10 years, 11 years now, that you know, I don't actually, want much in life. I want the Lord Mayor's house, but that's not much, it's like a fucking Mason lodge or something anyway. That's why Masons have lodges, so they can freely stay wherever while they go roaming around. Or yeah, it can take your kids away. And that's no joke, it's nothing to do with the flute. Although he was a travelling musician. A traveller. I can take your kids away. That's a real story from Germany. I'm obviously not going to tell you how, but I can do it. I just stand up on top of a mountain. I can make all your kids. Probably take a day or two for them all to find their way up through the blindness and light. But I can totally take all your kids away. And that's not a joke. I swear to God, I can do it. I know how to do it. I've learned a lot on my travels, like I said. I nearly made a tornado. I was looking at, and I started making a tornado, and oopsie daisy, stopped it. And I think it's interesting, Tony Darkin, that he sits there and he keeps staring, and he makes a tornado, and it makes some weird vortexy thing, and he's just sitting there, kind of playing with it and twisting. But I was like, oh shit, don't be careful there. So yeah, I do lots of things. Like red balls disappear and appear. I was like, oh yeah, that's so funny. Oh yeah, magic tricks. Pull your rabbit out of the. Oh, that's so clever. What they can see and I can see. Oh yeah, I'd say make your kids, take them all away. And they're not, they didn't say they like you kill them or drown them all. I'll just take them all away, and literally, physically, they'll leave. It happened almost a while ago, a few years ago, and then I got shot in the face by the police. But I wasn't taking them or leading them anywhere. I just realised, well, there's flocks of kids following me. They're all cheerful and jumping around. And when I moved my hands, they were moving, and they make them dance or happy or stuff. But anyway, yeah, I can take them all away. One more time. I hope this goes well after the monologue. Very chim chimney, isn't it? Chim chimney, chim 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 chim. See it? Peaceful. Warning. Not threatening. You gotta take all your kids away. And I'll make you immortal and suffer life without them forever. Give me the Lord Mayor's house. I'm not joking.